got this snap bracelet at the local store and it looked pretty boring, and I was going to a 90s themed party, so I figured I would jazz it up a bit. I was going to be wearing an outfit with some Super Mario stuff, like a Super Mario jacket, so I thought it would be fun to do something unique and paint on this snap bracelet. First, I traced out the bracelet on this piece of paper and tried to sketch out a basic design. My favorite levels are the underwater levels, and I love the Froggie suit for Mario, so I decided I would go with that. Here I am sanding off the outer layer of the snap bracelet. It was very rubbery and shiny, so I was worried that the paint wouldn't hold well to it. Here you can see I'm just resketching my design from paper onto the snap bracelet. I think having a pre-drawn sketch is a really good idea. It's a nice way to just make sure that everything is where you want it to be, and also to just practice giving it one time of drawing it. Obviously the second time you do it, it's going to be a little bit better, more refined. Here I am applying the Mod Podge. So this is a gloss Mod Podge. I just have it laying around for other projects, so that's what I used to seal it. Looking back, I should have used gesso, but instead I ended up using Mod Podge because it's all I had around, and I thought that it would be a good flexible layer for the paint to hold on to. This is me putting on the base paint layer. Since it's primarily a water background, I did the blue first. All of my paints are acrylics. Again, thinking back, possibly not the best paint choice because of the flexibility of a snap bracelet. And for the paint, I might actually do fabric paint or something that was more flexible, like a latex paint, but I don't know how many color options they come in. And the paints that you can see in the little pots on the top was a really neat neon paint set that I got that I thought would look pretty cool and fun for like a 90s theme thing, and I could just kind of picture it working with the Mario painting, so that's why I decided to use those. The paint colors aren't exact, but the intention for this was it to be fun and kind of eye-catching, so I thought the neon was actually more fun than trying to exactly match the colors from the game. Besides, the games have many water levels. I've played probably every Mario game, so it didn't have to be exact for me to enjoy it. One of the most annoying enemies in the underwater level is the squid with the little babies that follow it, that stick to you, so that's why I decided to do that one. So I'm just doing like the fine details with a really fine tip brush to try and get in close with the blue. I think I ended up doing 4 coats of the blue in the end, and even at the end you'll see it's not a perfect flat coating, but I kind of liked that it ended up with a little bit of textured slight wash look, which I thought was kind of cool because again I was going for style more than being exact to the game, so it made it feel more like water. I'm just putting the white on the squids. Again, all acrylic paint, really fine tip brush. I don't know what size this brush is. It's just a really cheap pack, and actually all of this probably only cost me, with the brushes and paint, $5 at the most. The snap bracelet itself was $2, which weirdly was in the stationery aisle as a ruler, because on the back it's a ruler. I wasn't expecting that at all. I was searching through jewelry areas and not having any luck finding snap bracelets. This color is actually a mix between the neon yellow and the neon orange that are in the little pot kit. And I do this in light blue first, mostly to just separate it, and because I know I'm going to do a different color later, but I just wanted to have it have a different tone than the neon color, so I put down a light blue base first. I had mixed that flesh tone color for Mario's skin by hand, like a yellow, a little bit of orange, white, and ochre. I do have more paints than you can see on the screen. They're all just cheap dollar store 12-pack of acrylic paints. This was my attempt at doing the fine lines with my Artline 210 medium pen. I don't end up sticking with this just because I was actually having difficulty controlling the really fine details, and found that the fine paintbrush with a good coating of black paint worked better for me for the control and the fine details. That might not be the case for everybody. The 0.6 is a pretty small pen, but I think maybe because it was felt or something, it felt too thick. It wasn't quite doing what I wanted. So with a really thick single pass on my fine paintbrush to the eye details, and I end up outlining everything with it, I felt it just came out way better, way easier to control, and I pretty much do just a single layer of the black on everything. The orange, I did 3 coats. The yellow, I just did 1 really thick for like fine little detail. White, I think I did 2 coats on little squids and the eyes on Mario. And then, like I said, the blue, I had to do like 4 or 5 coats to get it this blue. I actually really liked how the pipe came out in the end. Next to Mario and possibly the question box, I think it's my favorite. It came out looking really good. So how it was blue before, I just added the neon green on top, and it gave it a slightly different green hue than the straight neon green that I did on Mario himself. It just made Mario stick out a little bit more. And there were loads of different poses I could have done with Mario in his little frog suit, but I thought that this looked good. I like the action moving through the scene, kind of looking out at you. Adding some highlights to my pipe. These are a little hard to see, but there's those very background dark water plants that they have in the games, so I just added a couple of them. I know they're super hard to see. It's basically just a slightly darker blue. Here I'm using that same darker blue to give a slight shadow to everything. I just felt it made it pop a bit more. Here's the Mod Podge again. You can see it's gloss. I just coated the whole thing in 3 coats of the Mod Podge. And here's the final product. If you look closely, I'm sure you can see there is a crack in the center after I've snapped it for the first time. It vanishes when I straighten it out, but it was an issue, and again, material problem. But overall, really happy. It didn't actually take me that long to do. I think this was a total of an hour to paint this, so not bad for just fun little prop for the night. And, you know, I've learned a lot, and I could definitely do better next time. If you're interested in seeing any more of my videos, click and subscribe.